Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Yeah Yeka, where we cover culture, conspiracy, carnivore, and Christ consciousness. Today, I'm going to be doing a little bit of a carnivore beginner's guide. Um, and let me just pull up my little notes here. Please excuse the delay for the show. I thought it wasn't live streaming, and then it was live streaming. So that's why it took a few seconds to get that little intro video going. But yeah, so I wanted to go over some carnivore tips and tricks and pitfalls and meal ideas. And oh my gosh, I forgot a really important part of this. It's okay. I will go grab it here shortly. And so I am going to be pulling up my notes here. I thought my printer was working, but it's not, of course. I guess I need ink and it doesn't warn me when I'm out of ink. So, um, anyways, so I wanted to talk a little bit about carnivore. I did carnivore for about 3.5 years, starting in 2017. I fell off due to some retarded life stuff happening. And, and so I have been, getting back on it. And when I fell off, like so many of my health problems started to come back, and other issues too that started to come back. So I wanted to start off with, just if you are interested in starting carnivore. Oh, let me get the this rock fin going here. Okay, there we go. So I before I did carnivore, I had so many health issues that I'm sure a lot of people can relate to. I was in my mid 20s when I started, and I used to have debilitating joint pain, like so bad to where, and I worked in kitchens too, so I would need to bend out and pick up stuff a lot. And I wouldn't be able to like bend down and pick stuff up. I would just be in so much pain that my joints, like I was stuck like crouched down for like a whole minute. And my hip used to lock, like, and it was so painful that I would literally just have to stand there until the inflammation went away. And then I used to sleep a lot too. I remember like right before starting carnivore, I slept for like 10 hours every single day. Like no, like every single night I slept 10 hours, and I'd still be sluggish during the day. And so I used to also have like really short brittle nails, and they would always be like peeling and thin, super thin, and I could never grow my nails long. My hair wasn't like super healthy. I've always had really thin hair. And then I was depressed. I didn't know I was depressed at the time until it went away. But um, and I tried so many different diets growing up. I started dieting at the age of 15, which I'm sure is probably common with a lot of young girls, always trying to be thin and all that stuff. So, um, if you're interested in starting out carnivore, I want you to have a reason why you want to start carnivore, because that can help you just kind of stay on track. It might not always work, but it's good to have a good why. And I wanted to just kind of, I've gotten myself back into it, and I fell off, so I've been trying to get back into it. And I wanted to share these tips and like this beginner guide to help you guys if anybody is interested, or if you are just starting out. These tips and tricks should help you, and you don't have to go searching the internet or learning it yourself, which can take a really long time. So I wanted to compile all this stuff together. And so I did also want to share top 5 ailments that carnivore helps with just in general. If you're familiar with Dr. Sean Baker, he did a survey. It was years ago now, but he did a huge survey. I don't remember how many people. It was either hundreds, if not thousands, of people that did carnivore. And these are the top 5 ailments that carnivore helps with, and it does across the board. It helps with fat loss. Oh, goodness, what is up with this here? No, that's the wrong way. Okay. It helps with fat loss, mental health, joint pain, skin issues, and autoimmune disease. Uh, and so, if you are interested in getting better in any of those areas, carnivore will help with that. It is common for carnivore to help with those five issues. For me, it literally helped. I had all of those issues, and it helps with all of those things. And so, reminding myself of the pain and suffering that I used to deal with when I'm on carnivore does help me stay on track because I used to have like just like I said like debilitating joint pain. It also helped me lose a bunch of fat and gain muscle and skin issues. When I would eat gluten, I would get like a rash and it would be like so itchy. And so over the years, I still don't eat gluten, but sometimes, I will self-sabotage myself and I will have a bite of something or whatever. And since I have done carnivore for several years, my it's kind of like healed my digestion and I'm able to eat a little bit of gluten. Not that I'm out looking for gluten to consume or anything like that, but if it does happen, I don't have that negative side effect anymore. I don't like it. It does slow my digestion down a little bit, but I don't have that itchy rash that I used to have when I did eat gluten. And so I wanted to pull up some success stories. I went on Facebook. There is this group called World Carnivore Tribe that I'm a part of. It's been around for a really long time. And, people share their success stories on there all the time. And so I made a post asking people if they wanted to be featured on today's episode. So I asked them to share their before and after pictures as well as some all the benefits that they have noticed with carnivore. So I am going to be pulling those up here, and it is a video, so we'll just start and pause through it. And let's see here. So this one here is Kyrul, and he is 54 years old. He's lost over 50 pounds of fat, put on 13 pounds of muscle, and I can't read. Arthritis is gone. He's now able to lift weights due to no inflammation. Cravings for carbs are gone. Sleep is normalized. Don't have to nap anymore to get through a full day. Tons of energy. No more mood swings. Clear skin. Improved blood panels, and he feels like he's in his 20s again, which is amazing for being in your 50s, like way less than half your age is how he's feeling. I think that's so super amazing. And when I first started carnivore in 2017, there was no information on it. There was not like a million YouTube videos on carnivore or a million websites on carnivore like there are nowadays. So all I had to rely on pretty much were these success stories. That's all I really had to look at. And I was on a Facebook carnivore page group and I just read success stories after success stories, and they just like I could not believe reading these things, because we're not taught that we can heal our bodies. We're not taught that food is medicine. We are not taught that meat is healthy. And we're not taught that you can reverse mental health issues, skin issues, joint issues. We're not taught that we can age backwards just by eating clean food and all that stuff. So these success stories just really blew me away. And I read like so many success stories. Like I studied up on it for, I don't know, maybe like a week before I actually tried it. And so, props to Carl. He looks great. You can tell I'm pretty sure he's in a gym there. And you can tell he probably did not go to the gym there. He said he wasn't able to lift weights due to his arthritis. And with carnivore, he was able to. And so I think that's really amazing. Let's see here. The next person, Derek. Um, let's see. His weight went down from 260 to 182. Blood pressure got better, clearer skin, better sleep, wakes up before his alarm, high energy all throughout the day, mental clarity and focus, motivation to move, motivation to do chores, constant hunger gone, no urges to eat sweets, better mood, and more patient with people. That is also something. Uh, so there was a Facebook group called Zero Carb and or something like that, and it's because they called it that because it's like zero plant carbs, just to clarify, because there are meats and animal products with carbs in them, but the body does not break it down like a plant-based carb. So they would call this just, like being more patient with people and just being kind of like happy and zen. They would call it zero carb zen. And and I felt that too, when I first started. It was just like I just woke up one day and I was like, everything's good. Like I'm good. Like, oh, the world's on fire. I'm good, And so um for him, he says it's been life changing. He feels younger at 45, 49 than he did at 30, and he's a better husband and father now. Mental health is so important, and we don't realize how much mental health drags us down. We don't realize how much mental health affects those around us. We don't realize how mental health can really drag other people down if we're not in our best mental health state. So, I want to emphasize that your mental health is very important. Um, and when I'm looking for a partner, I want to make sure that they are mentally healthy, not just like obviously also I want somebody who's physically healthy. But mental health is a really big thing because you can think that you're doing all the best things that you can do, and you can be doing the best to your ability, but if you're not mentally healthy, then the best of your ability really isn't that great and it can be harmful to others. So let's see, this next person here, Neo Johnson, he's has been in the carnivore space for a while. I have met Neo. This is his before and after picture, which is just like crazy, like two totally different people. Um, Energy, mobility, healing, recovery, mental wellness, mood stability, endurance, and overall durability, stamina, hormonal regulation. The list continues. Like, seriously, like the side effects are just nonstop. And heaviest recorded was at 346 pounds, currently at 162 pounds, 42 years, and 5+ years carnivore. Yeah, I said he's been around for a while. Um, I've met Neil before at KetoCon, uh, probably like 4 or 5 years ago, and really cool dude. Obviously, you cannot deny those results, guys. Let's see the next person I have. I think there's one more. So actually, these are two. So this person, he didn't list any benefits, but he said he's a work in progress. But still obviously benefiting from the carnivore diet. You can definitely see the reduction in inflammation just in the face. And this is like just a face-to-face picture. You can see here, there's a lot of inflammation. I'm sure, his energy probably wasn't stable. I don't know. But this one here on the after picture, you can tell he's glowing, happy, and all that good stuff. And then someone else listed, this is a different person. He listed some benefits: 35 pounds down, blood pressure back to normal, heart rate back to normal, multiple points of pain and inflammation gone, blood sugar from well over 300 as high as 475 down to normal. That is insane. Having a blood sugar of 300 up to 475, like that is a lot. That is really high. And it's just brought down to normal just by changing the food that you eat. Insane. And off his medication. If you are on medication, that is something common that I have seen over the years with carnivore. People get off their meds, and it's not just blood sugar medication, it's mental health medication, it's blood pressure medication, it's arthritis medication, like all these medications. I've seen people be able to stop taking those damn pills that the doctors want you to take. Chronic life threatening boils for over 6 years gone. Wow, I didn't even know boils could be life threatening. Healthier, younger looking skin, much better and even energy, stable and more pleasant mood, stopped snoring. I don't think I've heard that. I'm sure I probably have heard it, but I don't know how common that is, but he stopped snoring with carnivore. I'm sure it's common. No sunburn after multiple days in the sun for 4 hours at a time. That is something that is common. I used to sunburn a lot easier growing up, and with carnivore, I believe that it has something to do with the seed oils. Removing seed oils from your life, I really think play a big part in sunburn. So if you sunburn a lot, just try removing seed oils from your diet and do not put on like that regular sunscreen. Go find some natural sunscreen, you guys. It's 2024. There's alternatives for everything. There's healthy alternatives for everything. If you want to get really minimalistic, just get some beef tallow and mix it with some zinc oxide. And there you go. You have a natural sunscreen. But you can go online and you can go to, I'm sure they have it at your local grocery store, some natural, depending on where you live. If you live in a big city, I'm sure that there is natural sunscreen if you just have to have sunscreen. If you just think you can't, you're going to die without it. But cut out the seed oils for a month and see if you sunburn. I know summer's almost over. It's pretty much over. Already like only 80 degrees outside. I'm a summer girl. I'm not a fan of the, I mean, I like it. I like it, but I really wish we had like more 90 to 100-degree days this year. But anyways, next year, I guess. So test out the sun, take the sunburning by removing the seed oils from your diet. He also has no soreness after working physical job and after workouts. Increased ability to work much harder with zero downtime for recovery. Massively reduced back pain that he dealt with for over 6 years. Arthritis pain in feet completely gone. Down from a double XL to a large in shirts. Down from 48/50 in pants to 38/36, depending on brand. I know all about that. Like brands, you can get a size 36 from 4 different brands, and you'll have 4 different sizes. It is insane. The clothes, the clothes out there, the sizes out there in clothes, like you can't even trust the sizes in clothes nowadays. It's insane. And he has more that he can't think of at the moment. And not to mention, he's tried every other diet and fast that you can think of over the last 21 years. So when you live a life of dieting like he has, and like I have, and like I'm sure many other people have, coming down to carnivore and realizing that this way has just so many benefits. And yeah, people might look at you crazy, but who cares? So I think the next one is going to be maybe one more gentleman or mine. Let's see. I think it's going to be mine. Yeah. So here is my way before and way after. This picture was actually a pretty recent picture. I went out to dinner with someone the other night and I was just feeling really lovely. And so I took a picture and I was like, oh, you know what? This is a really good I can do a before and after picture with this. And and this isn't even like my lowest body fat here on the right picture on the after picture. And also because like I said, I'm just getting back into carnivore, so I know I'm a little bit fluffier than I can be on carnivore since I just started, but I can already tell the inflammation is going down. And so I just wanted to share, this is what I look like. I think I was like 20 years old here. So this was like way before I did carnivore. But this was just like what I thought was a bad picture. And I'm really chubby here. I have a big old belly, and there's inflammation in my face. Oh, I can't zoom in for you guys, but I got my munchie shirt on because I always had the munchies. And I would wear baggy clothes. I had these big baggy jeans and this, either at large or extra large shirt on, and um, just not comfortable. I was not comfortable there. I can tell you, I have my arms in front of me trying to hide my belly and had no confidence or anything like that. And so some of the benefits I experienced with carnivore was I healed my candida. If you're not familiar with candida, it is an overgrowth of yeast and bacteria, and a lot of people actually have it, and there's a lot of negative side effects to it. And so I had been trying so many different things to get rid of the candida, whether it was natural or even like pharmaceutical stuff. Nothing would keep it away. Some stuff would like make it go away a little bit, but then it would always come back. And then I would notice like certain foods would trigger some side effects, like alcohol and rice and things like that. And so, um, when I went to carnivore, I went to carnivore to heal my candida. I did not go to carnivore to lose weight. I did not go to carnivore for any of these other benefits, actually. But I just got to experience all these benefits just by trying to work on healing my candida. And the candida was cleared up within a few months, and it healed the debilitating joint pain in my hip, knees, and tailbone. And when I say that I used to get stuck, like I am not kidding you guys, I would bend down and my hip would be in so much pain. It was my left hip and it would lock. Like no joke, it would lock. And I just could not move. I would just be like bent over and like in pain. And I'd have to wait like a whole minute for it to go away. And then I also had, pain in my knees when I would like bend down. Both of my knees would hurt really, really bad. And working in kitchens, you need to be able to lift up these 50-pound plus boxes on the regular 5 days a week, And so it was affecting me at work, and my tailbone pain also picking stuff up. It really affected me. And then I also, it helped me gain confidence. It helped me gain mental clarity. It helped heal me from my depression. Like I was saying earlier, I didn't know I was depressed. I thought sleeping 10 hours a night and not caring what happened to me in my life and thinking the relationship I was in was just where I was going to be stuck at forever, and having a job that I was not happy to go to. I thought that that's just how it was supposed to be, and that's just the life that I was supposed to live. And and then I would say it was like maybe not even 2 weeks into carnivore. It was a long time ago, so I can't give exact time frame, but I would say not even 2 weeks into carnivore, I just woke up and I was like, wait a minute, I have control of my life. I I can leave this relationship. I can quit my job. What? I didn't realize those things before because I was depressed. People don't realize when you're depressed, when you are full on in depression, you are not yourself. You are not aware of the things that you're capable of doing. You struggle to barely take care of yourself. You struggle to do bare minimum things like feed yourself right food, feed yourself, brush your teeth, move your body and things like that. And so I didn't realize all those things because I was depressed. And then I woke up and one day, I just woke up one day and I was like, wait a minute, what is this world I'm in? And how do I get out of it? And so that's what I did. I left that relationship. I left that job. I kept eating meat. I pushed away the naysayers, and I just kept doing my thing, and I just kept feeling better and better. And that's how I knew I was depressed, is that I got out of it. And it was so crazy. And I had stable energy all day. I went from sleeping 10 hours a day to sleeping 7 hours every night. And I had stable energy all day, no slumps, no naps, no nothing, just going. And I'm not a big coffee drinker either, so you can't say that it was the coffee that gave me energy because I wasn't really drinking the coffee. I think I drink coffee more now than I did back then. So definitely was not like big on caffeine. I'm not a super big caffeine addict or anything like that. Sorry if calling it a caffeine addict offends you, but if it offends you, then you might want to look at your caffeine consumption. So, and then I also got healthy hair and nails. I remember my nails just kept growing so fast that I had to cut my nails like every single week. I used to work at the farmer's market, so having long nails wasn't really like ideal for working in the farmer's market, putting up tents, lifting up vegetable crates, cooking, and things like that. So I would keep my nails short. And my notice my hair was getting thicker. Like I said, I always had thin hair, and I was noticing that the new hair, like I would like grab one little strand and I would look at it and I could see like the new strand on the top was thicker than the bottom half of the strand. And I was like, this is crazy. I never seen anything like that. Like literally it was like another layer of hair on the one strand of hair. And so it helped me get thicker hair. Like I still have pretty thin hair, and I'm actually working on taking supplements and things like that to help my hair grow thicker. And so But yeah, it helped me get healthy hair and nails, and also I lost fat and I gained muscle. So I was not working out or going to the gym or anything, but I noticed that I was starting to get muscles, like, in my like, I could see muscles in my arms, and I was like, "Whoa, that's crazy. I'd never seen, like, a little definition in my arms," and so that was really cool. Without working out, I gained muscle. And then like I said, I gained confidence. Obviously, when you lose weight and you feel good, like, it's gonna boost your confidence, and I was very confident when I was taking this picture here the other day. And so, and then last but not definitely not least, it brought me closer to God. It really did. And what I think it is that it gave me such mental clarity that I was able to feel that connection with God a lot better. And so it brought me closer to Him. And I think that that is really great. And so this next picture here, I'm going to jump off the screen.
No, I don't think you understand. I'm obsessed.
Okay, I'm back, you guys. So let's see. I'm going to try to put her back on here. Where is she? This is my friend, Courtney Luna. And she's shared this before video like so many times. So I don't want y'all to think that I'm like putting her on blast or anything like that. She has shared this uh, progress report picture so many times. Like, I was going through her social media to try to find a picture. All I could find were the videos. But I think, these videos are so great. I'm going to play it again actually because, like, I remember when she first started. Oops. I remember when she first started, and I am just so, so proud of Courtney. Oh gosh. Okay, there we go. And I'm so happy to have met her I've met her in person too. She is so sweet. She's so funny. I love her posts. She cracks me up. I'm gonna have her on the show here in a couple weeks actually. But yeah, so these are some of the benefits that I got off of from skimming through her Instagram. And she experienced fat loss, clearer skin, improved her mental health. She's off meds. I remember like talking to her in the beginning about her medication, and then she shared that she eventually got off of her medication, and I was just like so happy for her. She's happier and stronger. She has more energy. She's a better mom. And she became an author of a cookbook that I just got in the mail. She was so kind enough to send me one before it launches. You guys, this book, let me get this here. Let me get this off here so you guys can get a better look. Carnivore in the Kitchen by Courtney Luna. You guys, uh, I was like almost tearing up looking at this because, okay, first of all, this cover is amazing. She's got her stick of butter here. She's always posting on social media that she's a butter muncher. I told her, I was like, you need to make that a shirt. So um I was sent this beautiful book, and it is full of so many amazing recipes. I don't want to show it because I don't want to show too much because it hasn't launched. But she has fried egg yolks, salami cups, uh, panko noodles, tortillas, English muffins, Dutch baby, mini bagels. Oh, those are so, so cute. Casseroles. Let's see what's in the back. Some meatballs, so many recipes, and these pictures are like beautiful, you guys. Like, I am so happy for her. Cheese sticks. Did you know you can have cheese sticks on Carnivore? I'm gonna try to show y'all just the picture, not the recipe, to make y'all go get the recipe. Look at that. How do I show you? Look at that. Cheese sticks. Carnivore. Fried and breaded cheese sticks. You know, so many people. Oh, and these meat chips. I saw. somebody talking about these and okay, okay. I'm gonna get on some of these recipes. Oh yeah, and then also I noticed other people were talking about she has a little meal plan also here and the different types of meat-based diets and some information here in the front. So like if you are wanting to start carnivore and like don't like the idea of just eating hamburgers every day, carnivore cookbooks are the way to go. And this is the newest, latest carnivore cookbook on the block. So definitely check it out, you guys. It is super, super awesome. So many different recipes, and I'm so excited to try some of these recipes. I cannot wait. And she looks so good, you guys. Like, if you just see her before and after videos that she posts, like, totally a different person. I am so happy for Courtney Luna, and I'm so proud of her. And she looks so good, you guys. Look at her with her sticker butter. She's so cute. So definitely check it out. Carnivore in the Kitchen by Courtney Luna. If you want to check her out on social media, her Instagram is it's Courtney Luna, and she is so funny. Poor her, like everybody attacks her on social media, and I always try to encourage her and let her know that those people must obviously be suffering a lot to be talking trash to her because she definitely does not look like what she used to look like before. Um, so those are some success stories that I wanted to share with y'all. I am going to get to my notes here, and I just wanted to go through some things real quick. And this little guy here wanted to share some. So this little bullet point I have put together, I'm going to say thank you to one of our partners with Wise Wolf Golden and Silver, which is the oh, sponsor of the show. And if you guys are interested in getting some gold and silver, be sure to check out my link, Gold. But one of our partners that we work with, I was placing an order for him, and he was recommending to do a like carnivore's beginner guide kind of thing, and gave me some bullet points. And I was like, hey, that kind of just makes my episode easy. So let's go ahead and roll with that. So thank you, Todd, for the recommendation and the bullet points. I one of them was common pitfalls, and some of the pitfalls to prepare for is just not preparing meals. Is a really big thing on carnivore because it's not easy to just have a steak ready, or it's not easy. Yeah, obviously like searing a steak is super easy to prepare, but if you're on the go a lot, um having something to rely on when you're hungry is really key. So, not eating enough also is a common pitfall that I see a lot of people do, es- especially women. Okay, ladies, do not be afraid of beef. Do not be afraid of protein. Don't just stick to the lean meat. Stick to the red meat. You want to make sure you're satiated, because if you just focus on protein and not the fat, you're going to get hungry. So prepare food, have food ready. I promise you, if you're hungry, cold steak is going to be good. Cold burger patties are going to be good. Cold bacon is going to be good. You don't want to be just snacking on cheese if you're hungry. One way that I see a lot of people recommend to see if you are actually hungry, because your hunger cues might be a little bit off for starting out, is to ask yourself, can I eat a steak right now? Or like whatever your favorite carnivore food is, can I eat that right now? And if you can, then you're probably hungry. Go ahead and eat it. And preparing is something that causes a lot of people to fail. And so I want to recommend, just have something on hand that's easy to eat. So I'll list some like snacks, common snacks that you can have, which ideally you don't really want to be snacking on carnivore. But if you are just starting out and having trouble eating enough, I highly recommend snack. Have multiple small meals a day, because that will activate your ghrelin hunger hormone, which is that's what bodybuilders do. They eat bodybuilders eat multiple small meals a day to activate their hunger hormone so that they can eat more. Because if your body is hungry, you're going to want to eat more. And so I do recommend snacking if you are having trouble eating enough food. 2 pounds of meat a day is the recommended starting base for everybody. I know it sounds like a lot, but I promise you're probably eating more if you eat 3 meals a day and snacks. So don't be afraid of eating 2 pounds of meat a day. I feel best when I eat close to 2 pounds of meat a day. And, it kind of depends on the meat too. But so some snack foods that you can have around are like pork rinds if you eat pork, and you can have like sour cream dips. You can have cooked bacon, boiled or pickled eggs, and I don't know if it's because like I'm a grandma or what. I'm not really a grandma, you guys, but I, I feel like I'm an old lady a lot of times. And so I love pickled eggs. Actually, I'm gonna make some pickled eggs this week because they're so good. Like, and they taste like, if you miss pickles on the carnivore diet, pickled eggs really are like the closest thing that you can get to a pickle that's carnivore. They do take a couple weeks. They're best sitting in the brine for 2 weeks, but pickled eggs are delicious. If you've never had them, I highly recommend you try them. I don't know if there's any good ones in the store, but it's just like so easy to make. You boil and peel eggs, put them in three. I like a ratio of 3/4 vinegar, 1/4 water, and you can put seasoning, salt, pepper, garlic, bay leaf. Bay leaf is one of my favorites. And let it sit in the fridge for like 2 weeks, and then you have pickled eggs. You can do just salt, vinegar, and water too. Like however simple or complex you want it to be. Pickled eggs are really, really good. Leftover steak, leftover burgers, super easy snacks. Cheese, you don't want to eat too much cheese, but I will say when I first started carnivore, I would just chug low temp pasteurized heavy cream. If I had like a sugar craving or a food craving, I just chugged it. I started buying it by the case for the week, and it killed the craving and it melted the fat off. So, um, but I think cheese is is a little bit of a different story. So definitely, just have stuff that's easy for you to grab and go. And then, let's see here. What to do if you don't stick to it for a meal on accident or on purpose. Whatever the reason is, if you fell off of carnivore for a meal, try your hardest to get back on track immediately. Like even if you ate something and you're still hungry afterwards, go eat a steak. Like if you ate a piece of cake or whatever and you're like, "Oh, I'm hungry, I want some chips or a pizza or whatever." Do not fall back to your food addictions, you guys. It is so easy to say, "Well, I messed up. I'm just going to keep eating horrible for the rest of the day and I'll get back to it tomorrow." I promise you, it will be so much harder to get back on track if you wait. Get back to it immediately. That's what I do, and it really does help. To get satiated with red meat, it does help kill the cravings. Especially if you eat pork, like bacon is a really good food to rely on. I don't eat pork, unfortunately, and I do get beef bacon sometimes, but I don't get it that often, and it's expensive, so it's not something that I can have like a huge pile of beef bacon sitting in my fridge at all times. But I don't really have problems with the food addictions as bad as I used to. I do think healing your mental health and removing your generational curses and uh healing from your demons and doing soul tie breaking prayers and all that stuff. I think that does help with your food addictions. I do think that it's a mental health issue. But that being said, yeah, if you fall off, get right back to it. If you ate some garbage for lunch, get back to it at dinner. Don't let the whole day get ruined, because I promise you it's going to last longer than a whole day if you let it go by, because if you slipped once, then you most likely have problems with a food addiction. So definitely don't want you to fall into food addiction, you guys. Food addiction is a real thing. If you haven't heard about it, definitely highly recommend looking into it if you think you do struggle with food addiction. I used to think that I was going to be addicted to sugar forever. And I knew I was addicted to sugar. I was like, oh, I need to have sugar. I love sugar. I'm going to eat sugar for the rest of my life. Da 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 da. This and that. And then I lost my mom to diabetes. So, no, I am not going to be addicted to sugar for the rest of my life. Um, so, let's see. Next, I am going to talk about um, dealing with eating out. So, well, here, actually, I'm going to do the things not to eat that, I've seen some people think that it's okay to eat this stuff because maybe a lot of people in carnivore like came from the keto community. And I didn't even know about keto until like 2 or 3 years later after carnivore. And when I found out about it, I was like, ew, you have to track everything. Gross. I don't want to do that. The reason I went to carnivore and why for me was like music to a fat kid's ears was because they were like, if you're hungry, eat as much as you want. And then if you're thirsty, drink water. And if you're still hungry, eat more. And I was like, what? I don't have to track. If it's carnivore, I just eat and eat and eat. Like, oh my gosh, like, yes, let's do it. So as a if you're like if you're a fat kid on the inside, like I am, carnivore might just be for you. So my preference of carnivore is okay. Anyways, sorry. I'm gonna go to the list of don't eats. I'm a little all over the place. I'm trying to get through this in within the hour. So carnivore is not eating a bunch of meat and keto breads. It's not eating a bunch of meat and fruit. It's not eating a bunch of meat and vegetables. No, that's not carnivore. That's animal based. Paul Saladino wanted to call it that, whatever, even though I don't really follow Paul Saladino anymore. But keto treats, keto breads, fruit, vegetables, seed oils, sugars, not carnivore. I know a lot of people still drink coffee on carnivore. I think teas, coffee, things like that. I think those are okay to eat on carnivore. But like the seed oils, really, really should be careful with the seed oils because they cause so much inflammation. And like I said, like it can cause sunburn and things like that. And so it can really affect your mental health too. Like people don't talk about seed oils enough. And so I just, want to bring awareness to seed oils because they are bad for you. Don't eat the seed oils, you guys. Um, there's some cool apps. Speaking of seed oils, um, if you go to myhealthforward.com, he has a seed oil free map. That's the best seed oil free map, by the way, you guys. There's other seed oil free maps out there, and this is the best one that has way more restaurant options that don't cook with seed oils or have the option to not have seed oils in your food. So check out myhealthforward.com and see his seed oil free map because that one is the best. And I'm not affiliated. I don't know that guy, but I like his content. And so, oxalates are a really bad thing too. They are their plant's defense mechanism. And some of the foods highest in oxalates are spinach, almonds, dark chocolate, brown rice, and beets. And those are all touted as health food in the mainstream world, in the normie world. And I was making spinach smoothies and almond this and nuts that and dark. I would eat pure 100% dark chocolate as a snack. And guess what? That's where my joint pain came from. Can you believe it, you guys? Stay away from the oxalates. If you're not familiar, check out Sally Norton. She is the OG like oxalate queen. She has all the information on oxalates. And so definitely check her out. If you have joint pain, look at your oxalate intake. Even if you don't want to do carnivore, look at your oxalate and seed oil intake. If you're eating a bunch of almonds and nuts, if you're eating a bunch of spinach, if you're eating a bunch of dark chocolate, sorry, that's probably the cause of your joint pain because I know it is for me. I can't eat dark chocolate. I have to be very careful on how much dark chocolate I eat because it literally makes my joint pain come back like in an instant if I eat enough of it. So stay away from that stuff. If you're trying to do carnivore, there are different versions of carnivore. There's, the lion diet, which is just red meat and salt. There's regular carnivore, which is all the meats, all the cheese, all the dairy, all the eggs. And then there's dirty carnivore, which is what I like to do. My preference is dirty carnivore because it's less strict. You're less likely to fall off if you're having trouble with just eating meat and salt. Um, so like with dirty carnivore, you're able to eat spices, you're able to have like no sugar sauces, like mustard, hot sauce, excuse me, avocado oil mayo. They have avocado oil mayo in the store. I don't like any of them. They have some like weird metallic taste to them. And you can't get me to pay $9 for a jar of mayo when I can just pay double the price for like a huge, like half gallon bottle of HEB avocado oil and make my own mayo. It's super easy. Um, you can also have like homemade ranch. There's some ranches out in the store, like ranch dips. Like I know my HEB, they have the HEB brand. It does have a couple gums and stuff in it, but the base is a sour cream. base, and it just has seasonings and all that stuff. So you can also like make your own homemade ranch with just seasonings, buttermilk, and sour cream. Or if you want it to be a dip, don't do the buttermilk, just do sour cream. I do that stuff all the time at home. Sometimes I'll add water if I want it to be like a dressing or whatever. um, Queso, salsa, and yeah, and then spices. So adding, the sauces, the sugar-free sauces, and I don't mean like going to the store and oh, there's some sugar-free barbecue or oh, here's some sugar-free ketchup because that stuff is garbage. It has like not good sweeteners in there. So like you can find like unsweetened ketchup. I know Primal Kitchen has a pretty decent sauce line. I would say that their sauces are pretty clean, even though they got bought out. So I don't really like to support Primal Kitchen too much. Um, but yeah, so I prefer dirty carnivore. I think it's really good for people to start out with dirty carnivore if you're scared of doing carnivore because like for me, I love queso. Like I'll go to a restaurant and I'm gonna do an episode actually on American cheese because people hate on American cheese so much, saying, "Oh, it's not cheese." Da, 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 da. It is cheese. Literally, American cheese is made from cheese. So how is it not cheese? It is a cheese product, but it's still made from cheese. Like it still has cheese in it. So stay tuned. I'm gonna do a little short video on that. And so having queso and salsa, like when you go out to eat, you can get a steak and you can dip your meat in there. Or at home, like if you have queso and salsa, you can get your pork rinds or your carnivore crisps. Or if you get carnivore in the kitchen, oh goodness. If you get Carnivore in the Kitchen by Courtney Luna, there's a recipe in here for some meat chips, and so you can dip those in your chips in your queso and your salsa. So some sample meals. So like I actually have a little list that I put together, but um, sample meals: bacon and eggs, meat and egg casserole, meat, egg, and cheese casserole. Like you can make a whole casserole for the week or for a few days and just eat on that. And like I love if you put heavy cream in your egg casserole, oh, it makes it so good and so soft and so creamy. I can just eat it cold like every day. Um, there's so many recipes online too. I have a lot of my recipes on carnivore.diet, which that's a Sean Baker's website. I donate a lot of my recipes on there. Pizza is one of my favorite recipes. It's basically a pizza with a meat crust. And I'll do the marinara sauce on top. Or if you want to do a little more hardcore carnivore, you do Alfredo sauce and you put your cheese and you put your favorite meat toppings. And you're going to want to eat that whole pizza, but you're not going to be able to because it's a little bit too nutrient dense. So, steak, obviously, and then like burgers. I love burgers. I can eat burgers all day, every day. And you know, people, when you go out to eat to get a burger and you're not going to get the fries, make sure you get more burger patties because you're used to eating a burger with fries. That's actually another pitfall too that I see a lot of people do. It kind of falls under not eating enough. We're grown up, we're taught to eat just 4 ounces or 6 ounces of serving of meat per meal, and I want you to triple or quadruple that per meal, because it's not going to be enough. You're going to be hungry, you're going to be hangry, you're not going to see results, you're going to have really negative side effects. Actually, the thing with carnivore is that if you undereat, it can be very dangerous because your body's going to think it's in starvation mode, and it's going to hold on to fat. So if you're doing this for fat loss, definitely do not undereat. The calories in, calories out saying does not work with carnivore. Everything you've been taught about nutrition and diet and food, it does not apply to carnivore. Okay. So just get rid of it. Okay. Whatever the government told you is what you should be eating, I'm here to tell you, I'm sorry. The government lied and they are not looking out for your best interest. So many meal ideas online nowadays. Like it's crazy. I love seeing other people's recipes, and people get upset when people copy their recipes or like take their recipes and do a spin on it. And it's like that is a form of flattery. Like you had such a good recipe that somebody wanted to take it and then tweak it a little bit to make it their own. Like it's don't get upset if somebody copies what you do, okay? Or even if they take what you do and change it a little bit, because if you're doing amazing things and you want to be a leader and you want to help others, um, you want other people to copy you. You want other people to do the things that you're doing. You want to inspire other people. You can't inspire other people if they're not allowed to, you know, be inspired by you. So, um, and then the last little bit here, I wanted to give some tips on dealing with eating out. I know this can be an issue for a lot of people as well. Um, let's see, I'm just going through here. I am jumping here on the Rockfin. So, hello, Jason and Slappy Nuts. Thanks for joining me on here, you guys. I appreciate it. Um, so let's see. So, tips for eating out. This is going to sound crazy, I know, but so do a lot of things that I say. So, the easiest thing you can do before going out to eat is eat. And that's going to set you up for success. I promise. I have done this so many times, especially if you're on a budget. Like, eating out carnivore can be really expensive. So if you're not trying to pay like $20 to $80, $20 to $50 for your meal, depending on where you're going out or eating something at home, even if it's just like a small meal right before you go and meet your friends at a restaurant, is going to really help you not be starving and not get hangry. Like, I went to so many dinners and hanging out with people at restaurants, and like, and then I would just be ready to leave because I was hungry. I didn't want to buy 4 burger patties at the price of, a whole burger. And so I learned to eat before I went out to eat, and it really helped so much. I know it sounds weird, but with carnivore, you really want to make sure that you're eating enough. If you're not going to a Brazilian steakhouse or Korean barbecue or a regular barbecue joint, then I promise you, you will not get enough to eat at that restaurant if you don't, and if and eating before just really helps. It helps. I promise. Things you can always order, like most restaurants have burgers. So I highly recommend to check out the menu before you go. Make sure that there is something that you can eat. You can kind of judge also like how much you're going to spend and all that stuff. Um, so like you can get a burger patty or two with cheese. You can pile it up with bacon, fried egg. Like that's not uncommon to go to a restaurant and get a burger with cheese, bacon, and egg, and then just ask for no bun. Um, and so you can ask for a la carte meat, but I can attest from my experience, a lot of servers don't know what a la carte means, which is somebody who's worked in service industry for over 20 years of my life. Uh, it's a little pet peeve of mine. A la carte means like on its own. I actually don't know what it means. It means like it's just the item on its own, like just a burger patty, or just a steak, or just a chicken breast, or just the side or whatever. Like so, you can try depending on where you're at. You can ask your server, "Oh, can I get a burger patty a la carte?" Um, they may or may not know what that means. So you can try, but don't say I didn't warn you. They might not know what that means. Um, and a lot of times that they'll charge you for a full burger and fries. They'll charge you for the whole meal, even though you're just getting the burger patty. So just be aware of that. Don't be afraid to be that person, because everybody else is feeling like garbage because they're eating garbage. So if you're trying to eat this way, because you feel best when you eat this way, don't don't let that bring you down, and don't be afraid to be that person who cares about your health and who cares about your life and who cares about this holy temple that we have been gifted. So you can also just ask your server, like, are there any sides of meat that can I get any sides of meat that are on the menu? Um, if you have a good server, which it's not common nowadays either to have a good server. You're lucky that you have a server nowadays, because nobody wants to work and then nobody wants to do good at their job. It's very hard to find people that like doing their job and like pleasing their customer. It's very hard to find employees that like that nowadays. But if you do have what you think is a good server, just ask them, be like, hey, is there like I'm sensitive to a lot of foods, and don't lie and say you're allergic, because that's a whole serious thing, like with restaurants. Not all restaurants, but some restaurants, like that's a whole thing. You're not allergic to gluten. Don't tell them that you're allergic to gluten. Like, don't be a liar. Just tell them I'm sensitive to a lot of foods. Like, do you have any sides of meat that I can just buy the meat? And then, they're probably going to have to go ask the manager, or you can call ahead. Like, if you don't want to be that person, you can call ahead and be like, hey, I called earlier and was told that I could get sides of meat, blah, 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 and then place your order like that. And I've also seen people order lately. I've seen on social media people order a loaded baked potato without the potato and then add like boiled egg. So it's like boiled egg, bacon, shredded cheese, butter, and then you have kind of like a Cobb salad without the salad. Um, and then if the closest thing to carnivore is chicken salad, like, and you know it's gonna have seed oils and pickles and whatever in there, um, and you don't have an autoimmune disease, just get the chicken salad and just go home and eat a steak or whatever. Just get back to it later. If you have autoimmune disease, making those little um, choices where it's like you are eating seed oils and you are eating pickles and you are eating this and that little bit of plant material, it can be detrimental, it can be harmful. So I just want you to heed with caution if you do have autoimmune issues. Be aware, try to stick to clean eating because autoimmune issues is what I think a carnivore is very, very good for. Autoimmune, when you have autoimmune issues, you really don't have that much leeway with being able to eat other foods until you've healed for a really long time. And what is a really long time? I don't know. It's different for everybody. It can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years. You had a lifelong, you had all your life with all these diseases and issues and health problems. It's not going to take you 30 days just to get through it. So, um, if you want to try carnivore, 30 days minimum. 1 week's not going to do anything. Okay. Sorry to break your heart. 1 week of carnivore is not going to do jack diddly. So be sure to to try it out for at least 30 days. Um, and then if you are having some like serious health issues, carnivore can be done in so many different ways. I really, really want to recommend you to look into getting a coach. If you keep trying carnivore and you keep trying a different way, and I'm going to try more fat, I'm going to try more protein, I'm going to do one meal a day, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and you're having issues still, definitely, definitely get a coach. I am not a coach. I used to be a coach. I was the first certified female carnivore coach ever in existence. Thank you, Dr. Sean Baker. Um, but when I fell off of carnivore, I didn't feel like it was right to be coaching people to do carnivore because I wasn't sticking to it to myself. But I did gain a lot of knowledge and awareness of carnivore and little tips and tricks. And so having a coach, you guys, is so, so key if you are having some serious health issues that you just can't get rid of, which is regular carnivore. I promise you, there's lots of different ways that you can do carnivore. So many different ways. And we live in 2024 where we have people that have been doing carnivore for a long, long time now, and that have tried all the different ways and have worked with all kinds of different people with different issues. So definitely, I am pro carnivore coach. Just coaches in general, are really great. Just because you have all this information and knowledge and have access to stuff online doesn't mean that a coach can't be a good benefit to have. It's really good to have somebody hold your hand and guide you and keep you on track. So um, I want to thank you guys again so much for coming on here and watching me on my live stream. Be sure to check out my affiliate link, Yakadot Gold, below. Sponsor of the show, really appreciate it. And I will see you guys next week. I hope y'all have a blessed weekend.